of it, first off, is there's recognition. Next week, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some of the ways. I'm going to do a whole show on how a person can rediscover themselves. So we'll get to that. How do I rediscover myself after realizing that I've been living in a pool of trauma my entire life? That I haven't been growing and developing emotionally and mentally for half of my life. And here's the thing. And this, I was raised by a single mom, but I think my mama was crazy. But I also know and had to learn what were the pitfalls of being raised by a single mom. There were some things emotionally that I had to develop in adulthood that through my own process, I understood it was because I was raised by a loving single mom. The intentions were there. However, when we talk about having those mom issues, and I don't mean in the sense, always in the sense that me and her have conflict, but every situation was responded to from a woman. Women are going to cater to those extreme emotions and pamper boys. You know, there's a saying that goes that women raise women but love their sons. Women raise girls but love their sons. So unless you have a single mom that's raising a boy and not just going to love whatever he shows up with and placate to the emotions, instead of helping him develop emotionally, then this is what we get. The problem is, as we get older, we get into relationships, we get married or long-term relationships, we have kids. However, we left our emotional development behind either in childhood or adolescence. The problem is there's a lot of fathers out there struggling, and we give fathers who aren't engaged with their children a bad rap. Well, this isn't to make an excuse, but this is to help understand. Prisons are full of men whose emotions have been stunted. Probably at the heart of why they're in prison. So when we think about emotional development for our men, we have to take it serious. We want to say, men aren't emotional. Well, we are. We're human beings too. And so when you meet somebody who is sound emotionally, understand that they probably went through a process or their foundation was more conducive to being emotionally fit. So one of the things, I'll give you a couple of things that needs to happen. We're going to always say you might want to see a therapist when it comes to, are you stunted emotionally? You also want to take other steps to connect to your emotions, meaning understanding yourself, developing some emotional literacy, and there's ways to do that. I'll get into that in the next show or the show after that. I'm got to look at my schedule. Setting boundaries. And here's one of them. Men, you have to start being honest with yourself. I'm grateful to say that I have quite a few Black men that come to therapy. And the ones who have decided to come to therapy and that take it serious, one of the things that they have to do is break image, break the false sense of security, break the false sense of confidence so they can learn who they truly are. And once you can do that, you can be honest with yourself, understand the weaknesses, understand your strengths, understand your shortcomings, Understand where you're at emotionally, and then begin to build upon it. So when we talk about people who are experiencing arrested development or their emotions are stunted, we have to understand that it takes patience and time to gain that, especially the older that you are. So yet again, my name is Jonathan Beauregard. This has been Indestructible Souls. Once again, please go to YouTube, subscribe, like, go to Facebook, follow, check out the content, go to Instagram, check us out. You can find Beauregard Family Therapy Group at www.beauregardtherapy.com and follow us, and we can help you with your emotional and mental needs. Yet again, this is Indestructible Souls, and we're out. Yeah.